What if a single book could change your life? Not because of what is written in it, but because of what it awakens in you. In Severance, there is a book that becomes far more than a prop. It becomes a spark, a mirror, a wake-up call for everyone. You might remember it. Written by Mark's sister's husband, Ricken, it somehow slips into Lumen, into the hands of the severed workers, and starts something that none of them can unsee. In this episode, we're diving into what that book represents and how it connects to one of the most misunderstood skills that we have, reading. More specifically, how we read and why sometimes it's not about speed at all. Let's go back to the moment Dylan finds the book. At first, it seems like nothing more than a gift or a manual, just another object in a controlled environment. But then someone opens it and reads. They don't know who the author is or what it's supposed to mean. But as the words begin to land, something shifts. That book talks about individuality, choice, meaning. It's clumsy, a little cheesy even, but inside Lumen it's revolutionary. For the first time, the workers aren't absorbing rules. They're absorbing ideas. And once ideas take root, they don't go away. But having a book isn't enough in itself. Think of the scene where Mark reopens Ricken's book to that same passage twice. He reads a sentence, closes the cover, then comes back for another look. That pause, that's metacognition in action. Metacognition simply means thinking about thinking. It's the awareness that you are reading and understanding at a deeper level. When Mark notices how a line lands on him, he's not just a consumer of text, he's an active participant. In your own reading, you can do the same. Pause after a paragraph and ask yourself, what did the author just say? How does that connect to my world? Those tiny metacognitive questions turn passive reading into active learning. They push ideas from words onto a page into insights in your mind. But reading is not just seeing words. Most people think that reading is about moving your eyes across text. But the real work happens in the mind, behind those eyes. When Dylan quotes, "Your life is not your work," or when Irving whispers, "Question the system," they are doing more than memorizing. What are they doing? They're putting the author's words into their own voices. Psychologists call this the generation effect. You remember ideas far better when you generate them yourself. It's the difference between regurgitating something and owning a concept. So next time a line strikes you, try this quick exercise. Read it once, then close the book and say it in your own words. That act of personal phrasing cements the idea far more effectively than highlighting or underlining ever could. In Lumen, that's exactly what happens. The team doesn't just read the sentences. What do? They make them their own. And from there, the ideas start to live inside them. Now let's talk about speed reading. Not the gimmicky kind where you scan a book in 30 seconds, pretend you absorbed everything. No, real speed reading is about focused reading. Removing distraction, knowing what to look for, and most importantly, staying connected to the meaning. Because you can read fast and still miss the point, or read slowly and never finish. Imagine if the Lumen team had skimmed Ricken's book and tossed it aside. No spark, no shift. But they didn't. They read with intention, they reflected, they shared it. And that's how ideas took root. That's what reading should feel like. Not a race, but an encounter. And this is how in Severance, Ricken's book becomes a shared compass, a source of hope, a tool for questioning. It's quoted during crisis, it's reread when nothing makes sense, passed from hand to hand, almost like if it was a secret. And with each rereading, the characters reshape themselves. When Helly reads, "You are more than your work," she begins to see herself beyond Lumen's walls. When Mike reflects on define your own meaning, he quietly rewrites his own story, from dutiful manager to someone who believes he has a choice. This is narrative as identity reconstruction. By meeting a new storyline, what happens? that we implicitly rewrite our own personal narrative. Deep reading isn't just about comprehension, but it's about transformation. It's story therapy, chapter by chapter. So what can we take from all this? If you want your reading to matter, you have to do more than read the words. You have to meet them, challenge them, let them get under your skin. Use metacognitive pauses. Stop and think about how you're understanding. Harness the generation effect, so put powerful lines into your own voice. And embrace narrative insights. Let the story reshape how you see yourself. In Severance, it wasn't a big speech that sparked change. It was a quiet book, we could say unassuming and unforgettable almost, but someone paid attention to it. Imagine if you read like that, with that level of focus and openness. What ideas would start to take root inside of you? Next time you open a book, ask yourself, am I really reading or just looking at the words? Reading isn't about speed, it's about connection. It's about slowing down enough to let ideas speak to you, to let meaning land, and let the story become yours. In Severance, it wasn't a protest or a dramatic escape that woke them up. It was a book that asked them to think differently, feel differently, see differently. And that's what powerful reading does. It shifts something inside you, and once it does, you can't go back. Some stories don't just stay on the page. They live in you, they shape you by guiding how you show up in the world. So don't wait for the perfect book. Just pick one. Open it, read with purpose, and see where it takes you. That spark, it could change everything.